at all disappointed that you didn't get to Jacksonville yesterday?
For the game?
Yeah, for the Raiders.
Yeah. Wanted to see the game. It would have been cool to be back in that stadium, but get to be back there on Saturday. Really excited for it. I've never actually been inside for a Florida-Georgia game. I've seen it, pretty much every year. Grew up going to some of the tailgates with my family, and it'd be really exciting to get to participate in such a historic event.
What are your memories of that field? And I know you talk about playing catch with Dad all the time, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, a lot of really good memories. The stadium's so different now. They improved it in every way. The screens, the stands, the club level, everything they've kind of enhanced. But growing up there for 8.5, 9 years, being able to play with my dad and then watch his teams compete on that field is really special. And we still have a game to win, but it'll be fun to be back there.
Is it kind of unique the way the schedule laid out that Dad wins there on Sunday and then you get a chance to win there on Saturday?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully the Del Rio family can go 2-0, back-to-back weeks. I know it's hard to go West Coast to East Coast.
Sure.
They've done a great job of that. Hopefully we can go an hour and a half west to east. But yeah, it's kind of interesting the way it worked out.
And then he's going to get to, it looks like he said he looks like he's going to get to be there.
Yeah, he'll be able to go to the game. They stayed in Florida because they play Tampa next, so he will be able to go to the game.
We'll go to Pat on the right, and then Garrett Thomas.
Is Mark done? Just want to make sure.
Sorry, I'm good now.
Luke, just talk about how not only the injuries set you back a little bit, but all that time off, and then you finally play a game, it doesn't go great, and then you have to take another week off, and how that has disrupted your time.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're playing every other week now, just the way it worked out with the hurricane and then our bye week. Whenever you don't play the way you like, you want to get back on the field. You want to get that bad taste out of your mouth. And we had a bye week. We took advantage of it. We got healthy. Definitely very excited to get back onto the field and play a great team in Georgia.
And do you think this offense is fixable in terms of going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had 530 yards of offense. It's not like we're not getting first downs and not moving the ball. We just need to execute in the red area and stop turn the ball over on my part and fix the little correctable things like false starts and holds and turnovers, like I said.
Go to Thomas in the front.
I know you guys have said for a year and a half that you really have faith in the guys up front on the offensive line. Are you starting to see them really kind of get it in terms of especially the run game?
Yeah. I mean, they're really asserting themselves in the run game.
You can go first.
David Sharp did a tremendous job against a guy who's probably going to be a first rounder in the pass game. And then Wani Taylor on the right side, he's a freshman, you forget that. And he's just mauling guys. He's blowing them off the line and he's telling us, run behind me, okay. If you keep blowing guys off the line like that, then of course we're going to run behind you. But the whole group, from left to right, has done a tremendous job at kind of coming together as a unit. Because a lot of times you have tremendous players, but offensive line is unique to where they need to be able to play well together. And I think we're starting to do that.
How demoralizing do you think it is for a defense when they flip on the tape and they see Taylor getting out to the second level, Juwan, getting out there, like you said, mauling guys?
Yeah, it's hard. Guys try to free up their linebackers by eating up double teams, but it's hard to do that when you have a big O-line that can move guys.
Ryan on the right, and then Gary.
How much did an extra 2 weeks help you physically?
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to play Missouri. Like I said before, it had nothing to do with injury or anything like that. I think as a team, it helped a lot. We had a lot of banged up guys, and I know Georgia had a few injuries too, so it was good for them to have the bye week as well. But really, just to kind of take some time off as well and kind of recharge, get away from football for a day or so. I think that's even bigger than having the physical time off.
And then how much time did you spend going back and watching that game and dwelling on that, or did you just kind of shake it off and look ahead?
Yeah, you watch it, 2 or 3 times and kind of bury it. Like I said, the first thing that I wanted to do is just practice, just kind of, get it out of my system, get my feet right, That's really what it came down to is bad feet the whole game. But all of it is correctable, and we're making those corrections and moving forward.
Gary on the left.
Luke, I know you haven't fully experienced this Florida Georgia rivalry as yet, but you were in 2 programs that had pretty good rivalries: Alabama, Auburn, Oregon State. From what you know of this, and from what you experienced or being on the campus for those rivalries, how do they compare, and what are you expecting compared to those 2 situations you've already been in?
Yeah, all the places I've been, they're pretty unique in the way that they deal with rivalries. Some are just pure hatred. They do not like each other. They don't want to be friends. Anything like that. I've been in rivalries where you're actually friends with a lot of guys on the other team, and so I don't really know what it is yet. You kind of have to be there for the game, you kind of feel it out. I played with Maurice Smith, who's the nickel for Georgia. I played with him at Alabama, so I know him. I know Bryce Ramsey, just from high school. So I know a few of their guys, but you never really know the rivalry until you play it and get your feet wet.
And which one had the most hatred, Alabama, Auburn, or Oregon State?
Alabama, Auburn. Yeah, it wasn't close.
Hunter on the right.
Hey Luke, I'm a junior here and I have midterms this week and I can barely get through a Spanish midterm. So how do you get through midterms, football prep, and film study and handle all this stress, man?
Yeah, it's difficult. I'm taking 16 credits right now. I graduate in December. It was a goal of mine. It's why I'm taking so many credits. It's because I wanted to graduate on time, even though I've transferred twice. And I actually tried to beat my sister after graduation. She's at Alabama, but we're going to tie. We both graduate in December. Yeah, it's hard. It's really just time management. You have to plan it out. Everybody sees us play on Saturdays, and they're like, okay, you throw a football around for the week, and then you go play. Well, we do that, and we're doing what you're doing. We're in school, and you have to pass, and you have to get good grades. If you don't, you can't play. So you find a way, because we all want to play.
Edgar on the left.
This still, I think, is going to be only your 5th start at the college level. I mean, how much are you just learning from each of these experiences?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot every game, good or bad. Just having fun out there. I kind of had to remind myself in that Missouri game. It's not fun to throw picks, but it is fun to play with your teammates and win. So I'm enjoying every bit of it. I kind of have to pinch myself sometimes because I remember in high school, I would just pray and beg, just let me play football at some level in college. And I'm the starting quarterback for the Florida Gators. So tremendously blessed and thankful that I'm in this opportunity, in this situation, and just kind of taking it day by day.
Seeing Tyree emerge a bit in the last game, if Antonio can get on track, Brandon, I mean, what's your feeling about just this receiving core collectively?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to the offensive line. Younger, and they're like me, just getting more experience with every game, getting more comfortable, more acclimated in the offense, and just taking it to that next level. Like I said, Tyree has really emerged as approaching it from the mental side of the game because they're all athletic, they're all good. So how can you gain that edge?
Do you have any special memory that stands out about the Jags? Interacting with players, ball boy stuff, anything like that?
Yeah. I used to run and get the tee after the kickoffs. So, I would hang out with the specialists because they have the most free time. Scobie and Zelenka, I remember, was there for a few years. And then Maurice Jones-Drew was always really good to me when he was there. Just, a lot of good memories, kind of hard to pick out one right now.
Is that the Scobie story you told us on Media Day? Is that one of the highlights of Everbank for you?
Yeah, low lights probably. But,
Can you rehash that for us?
Yeah, so it was Alltel Stadium at the time, way back when, and there was a practice going on in the practice field. The specialists went to the stadium to kick in the windy conditions because the wind kind of whips around inside the stadium because it's circular. So it turned into just playing catch after 5 minutes. And Scobie was throwing it to me, and I skipped it back to him. He's like, oh, okay, I'm going to skip one back to him. So he throws it pretty hard, and it lands 10 yards in front of me. And I didn't throw it that hard at him. So my hands were late I was like 8. My hands were late getting to the ball, and ball met my eye before my hands met the ball. Black eye. My dad was like, "What happened to you?" I was like, ran to a door or something like that. Because Scobie was a rookie, so he was like, "Don't tell your dad. Don't tell your dad. You know, I'll get cut." But yeah, it's fun times.
Go to the right.
Speaking of Jacksonville, I was in Jacksonville yesterday, spoke with your dad. Leading up to the big Florida-Georgia game, does he give you any big advice leading up to those games? And what do you admire about his coaching style?
As far as him as a coach, you know, I think a lot of coaches, especially, you know, when they're in pressure situations, and you know, it's human nature not to coach, not to lose, coach to win. You know, I think with the way that he has the confidence in his players and he's willing to go for it on 4th down, go for 2, you know, you want to play for a guy like that believes in you and knows that you can win and do your job. So that's probably, you know, my favorite thing about him. And then, you know, every game he kind of just, you know, we talk, but it's not always about football. It's usually, you know, how they look, you know, who are the studs, you know, what's the game plan like. It's very general.
Go on the left.
You mentioned rating some of your rivalries on hate, you know, said it wasn't even close to Alabama. Did that blow your mind in any way? Was there something about that rivalry that just said, man, this is crazy? And
Well,
you hope this doesn't like that?
I was on the team and on the field for the kick 6, so I kind of got, you know, one of the most iconic plays in college football history. So I guess I got lucky or unlucky in that sense. I just think it was amplified. And the SEC is so passionate about their teams and the fan bases. There really is no love lost between the programs.
Anything else, guys? Zach? Please go ahead.
Luke, I know he doesn't get to hit you, but what's it like seeing Jabari Zuniga come after you every week in practice?
Yeah. I mean, he's an animal. You know, he first of all, he's a freak in the weight room because I worked out with him for about 2 months over the off season, and you know, I asked the strength coaches. I was like, hey, like we're wasting a lot of time changing out weights because we're putting on a lot of weight for him and taking some of it off for me every set. Works tremendously hard, kind of quiet guy, but we knew it was just kind of whenever it clicked, it was going to be bad for opposing offenses, and it's starting to click, as you can see.
And I imagine you and Doug Nussmeier are really close. What's it like for you to see him getting listed as a candidate for a head coaching job again?
Yeah, I think he's earned every bit of it. You know, I know from personal experiences what it's like to have to move, you know, with different coaching jobs, and he played in the NFL, so he's sacrificed a lot, and I'm really proud and happy for him.
Finish up with Nick.
Were you able to go to the game last year?
The Florida-Georgia game? Yeah, I went to the game, and it was fun. I didn't even use my tickets. I just watched it at a friend's house. But we went for the pregame, and it was fun to see the buses come in and the different fan bases rooting for each bus as they came in. But it's almost better to watch on TV now because there's like 50 cameras, and you get to see, you know, the ball up close instead of trying to kind of look, you know, who was the ball. So yeah, I watched it at a friend's house.
Why didn't you want to go there?
To the game?
Yeah.
I've been inside the stadium a good number of times, and you know, to be honest, I'd rather either be on the field or watch it on TV.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.